Hello and welcome to this episode of Shatter Dice Unboxers, and today we are going to be unboxing Metal Gear Solid, the board game. This game has quite the history, as I believe it was meant to be released originally back in like 2018, or that was around the time it was announced. It might have been a little bit later, but essentially that all fell through, and it looked like this game was never going to see the light of day until Cool Mini or Not decided to take it on as a project, and they put this up for pre-order on their website sometime in 2023, and it was supposed to be released in May of 2024. However, here we are in December of 2024, and this has just been released, it would seem. I heard rumours that it wouldn't be coming out till January or February next year, but here I am. I have got my copy of it. Let's get on with this unboxing. So of course it is Metal Gear Solid, the board game, based on the well-known video game franchise. So if you are a fan of the video game series, you will know what it's basically going to be about. If you're not, then essentially it is a, well, as it says on the box, tactical espionage action. It is essentially sneaking around, all stealthy-like, taking out guards and trying to put an end to a group of terrorists' plans to use a device called Metal Gear Rex, which is essentially a giant armoured robot that can launch nuclear missiles. So that's the basic premise of the game, and let's see what's in this box then, shall we? And this game is advertised as being for 1 to 4 players, which I do find that interesting, as the video game was very much a solo game, and from the impression I've got, I think some of the missions in the campaign for this game are going to be solo missions, or perhaps 2 players. I don't think every mission is going to be a 4-player game, which means playing the campaign could be perhaps something better done either solo or maybe with 2 players. I'm not sure how they're going to squeeze all 4 characters into every mission, but anyway, let's get on with the unboxing, shall we? So we'll take off the lid, and looks like we've got an advertisement flyer there. Oh, it's the rule books appear to be in like a comic book style bag. Looks like there's more than one rule book in there, so I'm guessing that's the campaign book there on the front, and we'll have the rules in there too. And then a big old token sheet, also in like a sealed plastic bag. So yeah, we'll look at that in a minute. First, let's have a look at the board tiles. So these are quite large tiles, and they all are using artwork from the video game. And it looks like we've got arrows for sort of guard movement directions on there. It looks like we've got an office here with a bunch of numbers on it, so they'll no doubt have some game effect. It's pretty good artwork. This is very reminiscent of what it kind of looked like in the video game, but obviously instead of using PlayStation 1 graphics, they look like they're a little bit more sort of cartoon, comic book maybe style. And they are all, of course, double-sided, and they represent various areas around the base, the Shadow Moses Island base that Solid Snake, the hero of the game, will be infiltrating. I have to say, there's nothing absolutely exceptional about them, but they are kind of just like generic office sort of environments. But they're, like I say, they're very reminiscent of the video game. They are immediately recognisable of where each of these locations is, and the lighting on them is very nice. They are nicely produced. It's just you know, they're not very sci-fi or fantasy-esque environments, so they're very functional, I suppose is what I'm saying. And they certainly do the job. They certainly look nice. I recognise that room right there. In fact, to be honest, I've recognised pretty much every single one of these locations that we've gone through so far. That's the then we've got what's this, nuke building level 1, some missiles in there, and there's well, that's a little bit of a spoiler for later on in the game, because that's a Metal Gear Rex there in the middle of that room. and he's just stood there, and then this is kind of a control room, so that comes towards the end of the game. This, I instantly recognise this. This is the office building where you fight a character called Psycho Mantis. Then on the other side we have what just looks like more of the facility. And we've got some smaller tiles here. So this is the Metal Gear Rex tile. You did get the miniature of that model with the deluxe edition, but not in this one. That is the comms tower roof, and that looks like the comms tower building, the stairways. Oh no, nuke building truck, that's called. Okay, fair enough, not what I thought it was. Ocelot stage. So this is one of the boss stages, where you'll be fighting one of the many bosses in this game, because it looks like it's a combination of sneaking missions, which is kind of and there's the Hind D helicopter there by the looks of it. But yeah, the game utilises a series of sneaking missions where you're kind of like moving through the map trying to remain undetected, and then missions that are specifically boss fights. So here we've got what look to be our character cards. So we've got Otacon here. It looks like on the back side there's a story about the characters, and then on the face here we've got all their special abilities and standard abilities, health, all the usual stuff you'd expect in one of these kind of campaign story-based games. I haven't really looked at the rules too much yet, so I'm not sure exactly what all these abilities mean. Here we've got the cyborg ninja Grey Fox, who is kind of a enemy and ally at the same time, so we'll see how he gets handled in the game. Meryl Silverberg, who is our probably closest ally throughout the course of the game, and again all of her abilities. Then of course we have the legendary Solid Snake himself, who is our hero, our main character of this game, and again of course he's got all of his abilities. And then it looks here to be the boss cards, so VR Revolver Ocelot. Okay, so Ocelot is one of the... oh, and then on this side we've just got Revolver Ocelot. So it looks like each boss is double-sided, with both a regular version, like we've got Rex here, just Metal Gear Rex, and then... oh, okay, on the reverse side of this one we've got the tank, which you do fight a tank during the video game, so that's going to be in here too. But then for a lot of them, if we look, we've got VR Liquid Snake, so... and then on the other side we've got the helicopter gunship. Okay, so I'm not too sure if I don't know if every boss in this game is going to have a VR version or not. It doesn't look like it. It looks like plenty of them do. We've got a VR Psycho Mantis, who is one of the most interesting bosses in the game. He uses like psychic abilities, and I'll be interested to see how they implement that into the board game. There was some very interesting little mechanics used in the video game, and I wonder if they'll try to port some similar things. Then we've got VR Sniper Wolf and regular Sniper Wolf. And it looks like this last one is VR Vulcan Raven and regular Vulcan Raven. So these are the bosses of the video game who are terrorists, and they are our main targets. And then this looks to be... it looks like a tracker of some sort. It's a very, very flimsy card. I'd have kind of hoped for a thicker card material for this, but it does its job. Just one of those things that you kind of have to be a little careful not to rip it. And it looks like this controls the AI of the guards. I'm sure we'll find out how that works. And then underneath this we have our miniatures and card packs. So it's not a game that is packed with miniatures, but looking at them, like Solid Snake here for example, I'll just see if I can get the camera to focus on him. I'm struggling a bit there. Okay, what we'll do is we will move the box aside, and we'll try and get a little clearer picture of those in a minute. These are the card decks, so let's just get those out of the way. We'll have a look at those in a moment as well. And there's a lot of cards here. Oh, look at that. That's on a card deck. That is a memory box, and that, for the younger amongst you, is designed like a PlayStation 1 memory card, which is how you used to have to save your video games back in the old days, with a little card you would put into the machine. And then we've got our dice, which are essentially D6s, but some of them have this exclamation point on them, which I believe does something special based on sort of various events in the game. So let's just try and get a better look at those miniatures, shall we? We'll just sort the camera out, and yeah, that's it. So there's a solid snake, and that is a really nice miniature. Like there is, I mean, it's Cool Mini or not, so they usually do really good miniatures. There's a little bit of flash on the gun, but the detailing there on his sneaking suit, you know, his uniform, and the bandana on him and everything, and the face is really good too. So really nice quality miniature that. But then, what would you expect from Cool Mini or not? You know, it's what they're known for, isn't it? And then we have Grey Fox, the cyborg ninja, which again, that's really awesome pose. Now, I have noticed that he is in grey plastic, whereas Snake and the other heroes are in blue. So I'm wondering if we fight Grey Fox at some point and then can also use him as an ally. Who knows? I suppose that's the most sensible way for it to work, if it sticks to the story of the video game. And then we have Meryl Silverberg carrying her FAMAS assault rifle and her Desert Eagle, which the detail on that, I'll try and get a better focus on it, it's about as good as I can get. The detailing on that Desert Eagle is fantastic. You know, it's very similar to the actual gun. You know, it's very close to it. It's another really nice miniature there. And then next we have got Otacon, who is kind of the nerdy scientific researcher who has developed Metal Gear Rex, and he becomes our ally over the course of the game. Sorry, I should probably say there'll be some spoilers for the story in this unboxing video. This miniature is Meryl Silverberg in disguise, because Meryl gets a enemy uniform, so that will no doubt help her with being stealthy. Oh, and then this is the cardboard box. So the game was very famous for being able to hide in cardboard boxes and sneak around. So there's actually 2 of these, and that's the first one. And let's just take a look at the second one that comes with it, which is, it's actually exactly the same. You've got a snake's little legs poking out underneath there, so that'll be amusing to see how they work. And these are the genome soldiers, the grunts of the terrorists, basically the average security guards who are looking around for us. And if we look, their bases have a little pointer on them, so we know which way they're facing. So facings are going to be important in this game. And there are 2 sculpts of these genome soldiers, so we'll just have a look at the other one, who is pointing his rifle. These are really good as well. These are really nice sculpts, just sort of, you know, they're just your basic soldiers, but the detail on the uniforms are really nice, the armor and everything. Really well picked out, well refined little bits of detail. And then we've got Liquid Snake, who is the leader of the terrorists in the video game. And then next we have got Vulcan Raven, who, as you can see, he's a big chap, this fella, carrying this huge Gatling gun around with him, with what is the most preposterously sized ammo drum on his back. But that's him. And then next we have Sniper Wolf with her dog and her bent sniper rifle, so presumably she can shoot around corners. But again, another nice miniature there. And then we have got Psycho Mantis. So this red plastic doesn't show up exceptionally well on camera, unfortunately, so sorry about that. But yeah, these are all like they're good quality miniatures. And then we have Revolver Ocelot. It's a long time since I've played it, but yeah, all looking very good. So, guard reaction cards. So there's a few of those. Some of these are in red with a black border. Then we've got these other ones that are in white with a red border. So I'm going to assume they work in some different fashion, which I'm sure the rulebook will explain to us. Then we've also got this third deck with the blue border. So I'm guessing there's going to be maybe 3 different types of patrol, or maybe some of them are specialist sort of guard orders. I don't want to look at them because I don't want to spoil too much, but we'll take a look at this one. And this is kind of what I suspected from what I know of the game. There's lots of iconography being used here, so as I look through these, you know, I can see the security cameras there and stuff like that, but I don't really know what half of this means yet, because I haven't read the rule books, in over a year, and they were prototype versions. They look to be, well, except for that one. That's game over, mission failed. Okay, so that one's obviously got some special purpose. But they look to be fairly similar, and just use this iconography to tell you what the guards do. So I'm guessing we'll have like maybe 3 different types of patrol. So, you know, there'll be the sort of the red guards and the blue guards, as it were. And then we've got system cards for Metal Gear Rex. It's an AI deck, maybe? Oh, okay, no. This looks like... yeah, it says Otacon there. If we can notice just where the system Rex is. So these are Otacon's hacking cards, I'm guessing, because I'm aware that Otacon as a character, he doesn't fight, he has this ability to hack. So I'm guessing what will happen is you will use these cards in some fashion, whatever the mechanic may be, and this will probably make your allies' attacks more powerful, or maybe weaken the enemy in some way. And we've got one for the gunship there as well. And then, yeah, so we've got a system Otacon. So these are perhaps just standard cards, not specific to bosses. The others look like they were specific to bosses. Boss stage term free. Okay, so I'm not too sure what all this means just yet. But yeah, it looks like distraction. Okay. Yeah, turn guards to face a new path. So it looks like Otacon's going to have this kind of standard deck that he can use against guards, and then some specific decks, such as, you know, the one for the helicopter and Rex there, that he can use to weaken bosses. So he'll be an interesting character to play. I always quite like characters who do something a little bit different and they don't just kind of, you know, run around and shoot things. I've always quite liked the idea of hacking and stuff in games. We've got a reference card for the disguised Meryl Silverberg. So that's just going to be a reference telling us how the rules for being a disguised guard work. Metal Gear boss stage special action cards. So these are AI cards for the boss. There's special actions for them. Radar homing missile launcher. Yeah, it looks like those are maybe special actions that the bosses get. And then Sniper Wolf, she's got her own with a sniper rifle. The helicopter gunship. So a lot of the bosses seem to have their own little deck of special actions. Nikita special. The Nikita is a rocket launcher. It's like a remote controlled missile launcher. So I guess that's a special action for the hero characters, I suppose. That would be tank boss stage. So the tank's special actions. Let's have a quick look at what the tank has as special actions. Grenades. Oh, okay. So looking at that, you could throw grenades at the tank. That might be special actions that the heroes can do on boss stages. If we look at this grenade, so in the game you can throw grenades at the tank when you have to fight it. So I'm assuming those special actions are perhaps for the heroes, not for the bosses. So special actions you can perform on that turn. Oh, sorry, special actions you can perform when you're fighting a boss. And then a boss stage reference card. So that's just a few of these. So there's 3. So they're obviously just reference cards to let you know how the structure of a boss stage works. And then we've got starting equipment. So Otacon's starting equipment. He has a ration pack, which is going to be basically a healing item, and advanced stealth camouflage. So that was the other thing with Otacon. He had this stealth suit that he could run around in unseen, and it looks like they've put that into the game here. Discard 1 tech, I guess. At the end of your turn, you do not place. So yeah, it looks like it basically just heals you from. Sorry, it just it looks like it just hides you from enemy line of sight, and it doesn't cost anything to recharge apparently. So I guess you can use that all the time. And then we've got the Grey Fox Cyborg Ninja. He's got this high-frequency blade, so that's obviously going to be his weapon. He's also got an arm cannon, which, yeah, he does actually have an arm cannon in the video game as well. So he's got both a melee and a ranged weapon, and he has got stealth camouflage as well. However, actually, he's just got stealth camouflage. When we looked at Otacon's, his was advanced stealth camouflage, so there is a difference actually with those. Autocons recharges automatically by the looks of it, whereas, so I guess the ninja can only use his a limited amount of time. And then Meryl has her light assault rifle and her handgun 50 cal, so just her two weapons basically, both the same weapons she featured with in the video game. And it looks like the light assault rifle has an ammunition count, which will be interesting to see how that works. And that, I think, is it for that pack of cards. So I'll just quickly pack these away, and we will move on to the next pack. So this is the equipment pack. Looks like there's quite a lot of equipment in this game. I'm assuming there's more than one deck of cards in here. I'm assuming they're not all equipment, but I'll get the shrink wrap off and we shall soon find out. Yeah, blunt scissors weren't the best choice for this. So, our equipment. There is a lot of equipment cards, though, looking at this. There's a fair few. Stop, do not shuffle this deck. Okay. Well, it's a good job I didn't shuffle them straight away, isn't it? So we're not actually going to take a look through there, because it looks like this is a specific deck of cards that we will reveal in a certain order as the campaign goes on. And then we've got Special Metal Gear Rex. So these do look like special abilities for the bosses. So that last set of cards were the special abilities for the heroes when they're fighting the bosses, and it looks like these are AI cards that are for the bosses. And yeah, if we look at this action, turn to the right, Rex is left. Yes, that's going to be like an attack for Rex, and it looks like they're going to have these two decks with standard actions and then specials. So I'm going to guess these all get mixed together to make one deck, which means you will know the next card is a special when you're about to draw it, so it kind of telegraphs its moves. So once you learn what its specials are, then you might have a better chance of countering them or avoiding them. Vulcan Raven, yeah, turn. So yeah, that definitely looks like an AI deck. He doesn't look like he has any special cards actually, so maybe it's only Rex that has those special cards. No doubt play some specific role in the fight against him. There's a Sniper Wolf's deck, the Helicopter Gunship with its own deck, and Psycho Mantis. So his are the ones that I think are going to be maybe the most interesting if they have tried to sort of portray his psychic abilities with, you know, sort of special rules in the board game. Also, it does look like we'll be fighting the Cyborg Ninja at some point, because he has his own AI cards, just like Psycho Mantis here. So yeah, I'm guessing those are going to be all of our boss fights. And oh, there's the tank as well, of course. But let's see what the ninja does. Action. Yeah, so it's they definitely look like they definitely look like AI cards. And we've got the tank, so of course the tank, great big tank token there that we get, and it's going to tell us how it works. And then Revolver Ocelot, who is the first boss in the video game, so he's probably going to be the first one we see in this game too. And it's nice how they've got little quotes from the video game there, written on the card. So that looks like the enemy AI decks. So we'll just put those away. See, all the artwork on these cards and everything is really nice. The production of this game is great. I mean, once again, it's kind of what I would expect from Cool Mini or Not. But it's really nice to sort of see the Metal Gear Solid video game kind of brought into this physical board game sort of world, and all the artwork's kind of been done as this comic-esque art. And then we'll take a look at the tokens as well. So there's a few token sheets here. It looks like there's 3 token sheets, and that's also in one of these nice plastic bags that I'm sure I can reuse for something. So let's take a look at this sheet. Oh, okay. So I'm already popping out tokens by mistake. So it looks like we've got like guard rooms at the bottom here, which I'm guessing will be spawn points for the guards. And then these look like maybe point of interest kind of tokens. Equipment there, rope, claymore mines, an exit token, some security camera tokens. So security cameras were a big part of the video game, and they're no doubt going to play a role here. These look like damage markers and bullet tokens. I'm guessing that's ammunition. Those files, I'm guessing they're going to be objective tokens. So we've got grenades, so maybe marking wherever a grenade lands. Sure, the rulebook will explain what most of these do. On the other side, we can see, yes, we've got question marks on those files, so they're going to be, you know, randomly placed objectives. Not sure what these ones with like the red lines are. Could maybe some kind of line of sight reference or something, perhaps. I don't know. As I say, I'm sure the rulebook will explain all. And then this next sheet, we have what look like some more guard rooms, or small rooms. Some like tokens with laptops on them. And then these tokens, I'm guessing, are randomly determining sort of which hero gets targeted. And we've got these are going to be laser beam tokens, these red lines here. And then it looks like we've got some more equipment down at the bottom. That looks like a Nikita missile to me, or some form of missile anyway. So there's definitely missile tokens on the board. And then these ABCD tokens, those will undoubtedly be sort of points of interest, like interaction tokens. And then there's a big security camera token to go with the little ones. These look like they are walls, and I know in the video game you do destroy walls sometimes, so I'm guessing they're walls you can destroy. And then all the rest of them just look like sort of the files, the health tokens, you know, I guess they're resource tokens, the little gear wheels, and then more abilities across the top. So it looks like each character will perhaps upgrade, getting various abilities as they play through the game. And then we've got some more of these laptop tokens with what look like die results on them. So I'm guessing you have to roll certain dice to maybe unlock those. I've got a great big elevator shaft token there. And I'm not sure what these are, maybe sentry guns of some kind. They look kind of like sentry guns. And then this last token sheet, we've got these tokens with the characters on are going to be action point tokens. Undoubtedly it's going to be able to allow you to keep track of your actions. And then these look like sniper tokens for who is being targeted. There's one of Sniper Wolf there for some reason, so I'm guessing that somehow relates to the use of sniper rifles. And then there's the tank as a big cardboard token there for us. These look like some C4 charges and some more guard rooms, another exit. These are diazepam pills, which I remember using with the sniper rifle in the video game to help steady your nerves and keep a settled aim. And then these, I'm not sure what these are. These look like, it looks like these are like metal grates that make noise, I'm guessing, when you stand on them. And then these skull tokens, I'm going to assume, will mark the location of dead guards. I'm not sure what the square ones with the cyborg ninja's face on are. Yes, so if we look at the other side of these tokens, it looks like, I don't know, maybe they're locked doors actually. Maybe they weren't metal grates, maybe they were locked doors and you need to roll something to unlock them. Not too sure what they are. Once again, the rulebook will tell us all this. But that's it for the tokens. There's plenty of them. Let's have a look at this set of rulebooks then. So it looks like we have got more than 2 actually. We've got 1, 2, 3. Okay, we've got 4 books. So the first one is the Shadow Moses campaign book, which is going to be the main campaign of the game. So we'll look at that one later. And then the rule book. So if we have like a little quick flip through the rule book, there's quite a lot of text on this. It's quite dense with text, but it looks like there's plenty of examples. Yeah, there's lots of pictures and stuff to help you learn what all the individual things sort of do. So it's nice to see some good illustrations to help things not. Oh, now, yeah, that's good. That's a really nice example page with some real clear breakdowns of sort of moving and whatever it is the characters are doing. You know, moving and attacking, I guess. So that'll be very helpful for learning the rules. We've got more here, more illustrations. That's really good to see. I always like a rule book that uses a lot of illustrations to really show you examples of actions and all the various things you can do in the game. Oh yeah, there's even more here. So I haven't read this through yet. Not in its final form anyway. And it does look like they've done a really good job. This looks like an example turn. This whole double-page spread here looks like it's just giving you an example of what you can do on your turn, which is always nice to be able to see that played through. So you're kind of seeing the rules in action rather than just reading them and having to imagine them. And then a nice little rule summary on the back as well. They're always handy. And there's 19 pages in this rule book, so it's not super long. It's not the longest of rule books, but there is a fair bit to it. And then this one's the Codex book. So if we just, yeah, I'm not going to look in there because the codec is like your radio in the video game. So I'm guessing, you call the Colonel and various members of your team on the codec throughout the video game. So I'm guessing that's what this book's going to kind of represent. And then this one is the VR missions book. So we saw those VR bosses earlier, and I'm pretty sure the idea of the VR missions in this is sort of for one-off games to play, which, yeah, if we look, there are 1 to 4 players, and you get a little bit of introduction. So they're kind of games you can play that aren't part of the story, as it were. So it just gives you that little bit of extra play where you're not limited by the characters you're using either, which we'll take a look at the Shadow Moses campaign book really quickly. Don't want to spoil anything, so if you haven't played the video game and you don't want any spoilers, then now is the time to turn off the video. But we are going to have a quick look through it. Probably not through all of it, but the main thing I'm interested in is the player count, based on it saying it's a 1 to 4 player game, and there's a lot of symbols. It looks like, yeah, this is a tutorial. This is a tutorial game, so that's understandable. It's 1 player, because you're just playing a tutorial. Helps you learn the game, gives you a little bit of story, and as you can see there, it's 1 player, and that is going to be Solid Snake. And then it looks as if this takes you basically through how to play through the basics of the game. So like many board games, you're going to have a tutorial level before you kind of go into the proper game, and then stage 2 is it's also 1 player. So far, out of all the missions in this game, 2 of them already are for 1 player only. And it looks like, okay, so it looks like here it's explaining to us the number of players we can use and who would be used in a game. So we're getting to stage 3 now, and as you can see, this has got both Snake and Meryl. So yeah, so far we've got only stage 4, and we've still only got 2 characters. And this is your first boss fight. This looks like stage 5. And once again, stage 5 is still... So I'm not going to go all the way through that, but it does look as if, even though it's for up to 4 players, when you're playing that campaign through, it's not going to be all 4 players in every game. So I would recommend not getting 3 of your friends around to play through this campaign. I mean, this 1 to 4 here, yeah, it is 1 to 4, but it's in the campaign. it looks like you're probably going to be better off playing this through with just one other friend. Like, you just play the campaign through 2-player, would be my recommendation, or solo, you know. But if you do have a lot of people who want to get involved in the game, you've got these VR books, or these VR missions, should I say. So Shadow Moses, play it solo or play it with 2, and if you've got other friends who want to play, you've got the VR missions. That is just about going to do it for this unboxing, and I will no doubt look through the rules, play through a few games of this, and get back to you with a review, which will probably be in the new year at this point, but who knows, could be sooner, depends how much time I have to play it. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that unboxing and first look at Metal Gear Solid, the board game. So, until next time, bye.